How's it going, everyone? Want to give you guys a heads up and some news on a game that has certainly been getting some traction since its announcement, and that is the Avatar Legends, the fighting game, which has been announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, and PC. It's a fast-paced 1v1 fighting game, and we'll talk all about it as we do have some news and notes on that. Not a ton of information. We do have a release window, and we have some other details, thankfully, from the Steam page. The game has only gotten like a 1-minute trailer, so information is still coming in fairly sparingly, but we've got some screenshots already. I think the game looks incredibly stylish, and it's doing justice to the Avatar IP, so we'll talk all about that. On top of that, we've got some other news on another fighting game. Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC has been announced. Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima will be coming to the game, and a balance update has dropped as well. We'll talk all about that, and I do want to note, while it's not relevant to PlayStation, a new Dissidia Final Fantasy has been announced, but unfortunately, it's a mobile game. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, Avatar Legends, the fighting game, has been announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, and PC, and it is due out in summer of 2026. We've got a brief trailer and some screenshots for the game. It's very much rooted in the spirit of elemental mastery, designed for both newcomers and veterans. It channels the energy of classic fighting games while breaking new ground in movement style combat expression built with a focus on fluidity, responsiveness, and online integrity. The game invites players to discover what it truly means to fight with purpose. Hand-drawn in 2D, it is crafted to preserve the style and expressive animation of the original series, and that's what stood out to me immediately. The visual presentation of the game, I think, looks fantastic. I think when you talk about fighting games and stylish presentation, I always put Arc System Works and their fighting games at the top, but this is one of those fighting games that I would put just in line with that, and in the sense of paying tribute to the Avatar IP and doing the show and the IP justice. Man, I totally get that vibe from the game, so that is shaping up great. Now, they do note 12 playable characters will be available at launch, with many more released via the season model, so I imagine it's gonna be priced at whatever it'll be, $39.99, $49.99, maybe even $59.99. There is some steam around the Avatar IP, and I think this is a game that has a lot of traction. Selectable support characters influence your fighting style and grant special moves, unique flow system with movement-centric gameplay, single-player campaign with original narrative, combo trials, gallery mode, best-in-class netcode, and cross-platform play. Additional features and mechanics to be announced soon. So this is one that definitely keep your eyes on, and there is notes of an Avatar RPG in development as well. It just seems like there is some momentum around Avatar as an IP, and there's going to be the Netflix series. There's a lot that will be coming out for you to sink your teeth into, and I obviously watched Avatar growing up. I feel like anybody around my age group, you had to have seen Avatar growing up, and man, as far as watching something that also had a captivating narrative while you were younger, Avatar was one of the best ones. And being a big anime kid growing up, and Avatar really gave you that kind of vibe as well, in terms of creating an emotionally gripping narrative and characters for you to get attached to. And good to see it getting a top tier video game as well, and hopefully a few top tier video games, because there have been some Avatar games, like, I remember the Avatar game on the Xbox 360 that the only reason people bought it was to get 1,000 quick gamer points. Like, come on, man. Avatar deserves quality games, at least one quality game or a couple quality games, in the sense that we should get a quality fighting game here, Avatar Legends of the fighting game, and hopefully that RPG turns out well as well. Like I said, at this point, we only have that 1-minute trailer, but I feel like that already set the tempo pretty well, and people seem to be pretty excited for it. And in the sense of being a fan of Avatar, even if you're not trying to get super competitive into fighting games, I think it's going to be something you end up enjoying. Speaking of competitive fighting games, Bandai Namco has announced Dragon Ball FighterZ downloadable content character in Goku, the Super Saiyan 4 version of Goku from Dragon Ball Daima, who will be launching in spring of 2026. He's the first new fighter to be added to the game in 4 years. On top of that, a new balance adjustment update will be launching on October the 12th, bringing strategic depth to Z Reflect, and updates to every character. Full patch notes will be available when the update drops. It's October 13th as I'm recording this video, so that update is already live. Dragon Ball FighterZ is available on pretty much every major platform right now. It is more of a technical, nuanced fighter with a lot of depth to it. It's not like Sparking Zero in the sense that Sparking Zero to me is more of an arcade fighter. In the case of fighters, that's a game with a level of depth and a get good kind of mentality attached to it. But nice to see Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball Daima get added. I'm not gonna lie, while I like the Super Saiyan 4 design from Daima, it might be a little bit of the nostalgia bias. I do prefer the Super Saiyan 4 design from Dragon Ball GT. I think they both look great, but GT, I think, has a little bit more flair for me. Nonetheless, that'll be dropping in spring of 2026. And lastly, speaking of fighting games, I did want to make note of this. A new Dissidia Final Fantasy has been announced, and while I was so excited when I saw the initial note of a new Dissidia Final Fantasy, obviously, in this life, we are not allowed to have nice things, so it is a mobile game. Square Enix will be announcing a new Dissidia Final Fantasy title for iOS and Android on October 14th at 3 a.m. Pacific Time, 6 a.m. Eastern. The company has been announced, and you'll be able to watch the boss battle title announcement trailer on YouTube. This is a mobile game, which I find to be so depressing. As somebody that grew up playing Dissidia Final Fantasy and the Duodecim game on PSP, I love those games, and I was so excited for Dissidia Final Fantasy NT a few years ago, or it's been like a decade since that came out. Man, time just flies. But yeah, I was really excited for NT when that was coming out, but that just did not live up to expectations. And unfortunately, being a mobile-only title, I can almost understand from Square Enix's vantage point. Look, mobile gaming in Japan is big, and the idea of having all of those Final Fantasy characters, these iconic characters, and attempting to monetize all of those characters in a fighting game with skins and microtransactions and things of that nature, I can understand why they would be going that route. Do I like it? No, but can I at least comprehend the thought process on Square Enix making the decision? Yes, I can. It's depressing to me, and I would love to, at the very least, I've been asking for, hey, if you're not going to give us a new Dissidia Final Fantasy game on consoles, can we at least get, like, Dissidia Final Fantasy as classics titles on PlayStation Plus Premium, or a collection of both of those games? A collection with Dissidia and Dissidia Duodecim would do incredibly well. Put that on every platform under the sun. I think people would buy it up in droves on the Nintendo Switch, and it would do well on PlayStation, even PC. Those are just two games that I really, really enjoyed back in the day. Were they incredibly compelling narratively? No, but were they fun from a gameplay standpoint? Absolutely, and I think they could do well, you know, just as remastered titles if you're not going to give us a new Dissidia Final Fantasy on modern platforms and rather going the mobile route. Again, I can understand going the mobile route. I can at least comprehend the thought process and the decision-making process behind it. Do I have to like it? No, and I don't like it, so it is what it is. We'll be getting more info on that very shortly. But that is going to do it for me. Again, some updates on Avatar Legends, the fighting game. I think that's shaping up quite well, and I think from a presentation standpoint, visual standpoint, doing justice to the Avatar IP, and hopefully we'll get a solid roster of 12 characters right out the gate. Mechanically, online play, all of that is rounded out nicely, and might be another one of those fighting games to watch out for in 2026. Look, you got Marvel Tokon in 26, you got Avatar Legends. If you're big into fighting games, definitely some stuff to sink your teeth into come 2026. Dragon Ball FighterZ will be getting Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima as a downloadable character, and a new Dissidia Final Fantasy game has been announced. Unfortunately, it'll be a mobile title, which is a bit of a bummer to me. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.